musaija, define the health of a family. Mommy and daddy, chururere, ebomesi. We the youth should close the tap for new infections, no more death in Uganda related to HIV.
Together we win as youth in fighting HIV.
Together we win as men, everything we can do. Murundi, sao muzano, sao muzano. Ekitubo ine kumara, sao muzano. This is the time, sao muzano. This is the time, sao muzano. 1990, wekebeze, steta sojimanye, etagalo limire, yawe bakulagite, upstate, watazara mana, watetegekeire, bamwese kwa hali weweka, no mukoze wawe, atakusabana.
Reality on the ground. Good morning, morning at NTV. This is the time. This is the title of that song done by AIDS Challenging Club Hoima. And today, Reality on the ground, we are hosting our friends from the Uganda AIDS Commission who are here for us to learn more about the 90 HIV treatment. And if it's something that you've heard of, well, it's time for you to get more information about it. If it is your first time, well, welcome aboard. Let's learn more about the 90 HIV treatment targets. And in studio with me, I have Rachel Azitiru. I think I pronounced that right. Yes. Rachel Azitiru and James Mugwanya, the man that you have seen in that video. This is the time, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Rachel Azitiru, I'll get to the song a little bit later. I know we played the song first, but we'll get into that later. Rachel, 90. Why 90?
First, I would like to say I am from an organization called CDFU, Communication for Development Foundation Uganda, and we're here on behalf of Uganda AIDS Commission.
Okay.
I just needed to put that clear.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, about the 90, we have probably heard about the 90. People have talked about the 90, and maybe some people have taken it for granted, or someone out there doesn't even know what it means. So I just want to expound a little on the 90.
Okay, please go ahead.
The first 90 states that at least by 2030, we should have 90% of all HIV positive persons identified through testing. So meaning by 2030, we should have at least 90% of the Ugandan population tested.
Yeah.
And then the second 90 states that we should have 90% of all those people, 90% of the Ugandan population started, in case they were found positive, they should get started or enrolled on antiretroviral therapy. And the third 90 states that we should have 90% of those having the viral load suppressed, meaning by 2030, at least we should have no new infections.
Okay, so we are now clear of the three 90s.
Yes.
So what's the progress so far?
Well, I can say Uganda has made a great progress in the area of fighting HIV. For instance, new infections have reduced from 135,000, that is in 2010, to 60,000 by end of 2016. From 135,000 to 60 by 2016. Surely that's a very great achievement. And then we have new infections among children have dropped from 26,000 in 2010 to 4,000 by end of 2016. 26 vis-a-vis 4,000. We also, of the 1.4 million people living with HIV, I can say we have 1,041,000 that have been enrolled on the antiretroviral therapy. You see, we keep going back to the 90.
Yes.
So surely we're making great strides towards achieving that. And then the annual AIDS-related deaths have reduced from 100,000 in 2004 to 28,000 in 2016.
According to the stats that you're reading, it looks like you are moving in fast. It looks like you're moving in fast. But me as an ordinary Ugandan, what's my role? What do I have to do to help you achieve those goals by 2030?
Thank you so much. That's a very good question. We all need to join in the fight. We all need to prioritize HIV. I don't know how best we can make people understand that HIV is actually a killer. You know, you've heard of the common say of, people say I am more scared of pregnancy than HIV.
We've had that discussion here on the show. I think it was last week when we had a couple of youngins talking about, that they're fearful pregnancy more than HIV or any related diseases that come with, having unprotected sex and all. And it looks like the youth, the millennials these days, are more scared of pregnancies. So we've had that conversation here and that discussion on the show as well. So it's interesting that you are back talking about the same thing.
Yeah. And one would forget easily that HIV is a lifetime thing. You're going to have to keep taking your medication daily.
Yeah.
For
the rest of your life.
Yes, for the rest of your life. So we're saying, as people in the general public, as citizens, we should all ensure that we go and test and know our HIV status. They say your HIV negative status today is not your status tomorrow. Yeah. So anything could happen overnight. Yeah. We don't know. But let us all go and test. And we're saying especially the men and the young people, because we realize research has it that the HIV is high in that category of people, the men and the young people. So we're saying, can we at least have the men go and test? And the men here will excuse me, but I think men have this say of, if my wife has tested, then
there's
HIV,
no need for me to do that.
I know, if she's negative, then we're all negative, but that shouldn't be the case.
Hopefully we can move past that.
And then we know of the test and treat policy that was passed, and we're saying, can we accelerate, can we push it, can we make sure we push this policy and make sure people go out there, please go test. Okay. It should be a song. And then we know that people can, babies get HIV through their mothers during delivery. So we're saying, can we close in this gap? And we're appealing to the health workers. They can help us on this. We may not be medics, but we're saying, can they help us to close this gap? Can we close that gap? It's very possible for an HIV positive mother to give birth to an HIV free baby. Okay. Yeah, it's very possible. So we're saying we want to close in that gap. And then we're saying we should also ensure financial sustainability. We're sending these people, we have tested, and the people are positive, and they have gone to a health unit, and then there are no ARVs, or they are given half doses.
Okay.
So we're saying, can we at least ensure, can we appeal, we're appealing to the government, can we have our budget increased to at least 15%? Can we prioritize on health so that we can be able to have these medications supplied to the health centers? Okay. We're not saying they're not doing that, they're there, but we're just saying, can we have it sustainable? Yeah.
Okay. In case you've just joined us, it's morning at NTV. I have my friends from Uganda AIDS Commission, and in particular CDFU. Just been talking to Rachel Azitiru, and we're talking about the 1990 HIV treatment targets, and she has been sharing the details with us. In case you want to join in the conversation, you can do that. Go to our social media platforms, Twitter and Facebook at NTV Uganda. Make sure you hashtag morning at NTV and share your thoughts or any questions that you may have, and we'll definitely get into them. Now, at the beginning of this session, we played a song. And it says, "This is the time." This is a song that was done by James Mugwanya and a couple of his friends from the AIDS Challenge Club in Hoima. Mugwanya, good morning.
Good morning.
Why this song? Why did you decide to go with this song?
First of all, I would like to give a small insight about our organization.
Yeah.
We're a community-based organization that brings together young people, both affected and infected with HIV. So we bring these two parties together to bridge a gap.
Okay.
So that so that we create a room of tolerance between these two parties, because that's what we think is the gist of finding a solution to HIV. We need to create tolerance between these two people so that they can be able to respect each other's sexual rights.
What compelled you to do this song?
Yeah, compelling us to do this song, we have been doing a couple of songs that as a way of raising awareness. We had done a couple of songs, so it's only that this one was identified earlier.
Okay.
So we basically did this song to dramatize the information of the Presidential Fast Track Initiative so that it can be easily ingested by the respective people, young and old. Because as of late, you know, many people they have gotten accustomed to getting information that is entertaining and informative at the same time. So for that, we created it to make sure that we could find a way of having this information gotten deeper to the people in an entertaining way.
I agree with you, Mugwanya. I believe music spreads a lot wider, and it gets to very many people. And we live in a world where people enjoy a lot of music. So thank you very much for that initiative. And that's a good song. I hope we can listen to it.
And by the way, it's a theme
more.
song. It was adopted as a theme song for the Fast Track Initiative.
Oh, okay,
yes.
That's great stuff. Before I let you go, because we don't have that much time, any last remarks that you wanted to give those that are watching today about the 1990 HIV treatment targets?
Well, I would love to say that HIV is a killer. It is real. Many have said that, and I want to add my voice to the many that have said that. Let us go and test. We agreed here that your HIV negative status today is not your status tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you very much. If you've just joined us, a little bit late for this session, but not late for the next session. In studio, we have Rachel Azitiru and James Mugwanya. We've been talking about the 1990 HIV treatment targets, and a lovely song that we had in from Mugwanya. We'll take a listen to that song as well a little bit later on. But now let's move into another session. Morning at NTV. Today we're going to be talking movies and Ugandan movies. I know these guys have watched some Wakaliwood and all those Ugandan movies. If you haven't, you're in trouble because you're the people we're going to be attacking. But before we do that, of course, we have to get a business update to see some of the headlines. But first, we need to get into the movie talk, okay? We're going to get into that. Morning at NTV. If you have anything that you want to share with us, social media platforms are waiting, and we'll be getting into all that feedback in a bit. Good morning.